Huawei, 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 Huawei. Hey everyone, what is going on? My name is Adil and hope you guys have had a fantastic day. Now today we'll be looking at the Huawei P9 smartphone, which in my opinion is one of the most underrated smartphones on the market, and it does compete with the big boys, so let's see exactly how it racks up. I'll leave the link for the handset down below for you guys to check out. Without wasting any more time, let's get into the video. So let's just quickly take a look at what the box looks like and what we have inside the box. So the box from the front has a Huawei P9 logo, and along the side you have the specs of the phone, and on the back you have some info. Opening the box inside, you get your Huawei P9 right at the top. Removing the plastic covers inside, you get a charger, earphones, a USB to USB Type-C charging cable, and user manuals with a SIM card remover. Now let's take a closer look at the handset, and in my opinion that bloody looks damn amazing. It's probably one of the most sexiest phones I've seen yet. Maybe not so sexy, I mean, if you put it next to the Samsung Galaxy S8. So before I get into the actual handset, I'm going to quickly go over some of the specs for this handset, and I'm not going to go into too much detail and in too much technical terms. I'm just going to cover the main features of the phone. So right at the front you have a 5.2 inch 2.5D 1080p display, which is fantastic and has very sharp and vibrant colours. Inside running the system you have an octa-core processor with 4 cores running at 2.5 GHz and the other 4 cores running at 1.8. You have 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage. You also get Android 6.0 out of the box. So on the front you have an 8 megapixel f2.4 camera with an earpiece next to that and some sensors. On the rear you have dual 12 megapixel cameras at f2.2 aperture, which can create some excellent content, one capturing with monochrome image and the other standard colored images, which combines the both, getting the detail from the monochrome and the colors from the standard image, combining them to give you the best image result possible. Next to that you have some sensors and a dual tone flash, which can give you some extra light in low light conditions. You also get a 3000 mAh battery, which is non-removable. On one side of the phone you have your SD card tray, and the other side you have the power button, which has some rigid markings on it, and of course the volume keys are nice and smooth, like the handset itself. On the top you have your microphone, and on the rear you get your speaker, which is a mono speaker, so it's not the stereo speaker, which will give you that very nice and bassy kind of sound. Next to that you have your USB Type-C charging cable, and next to that you get your 3.5mm jack audio connection, and another microphone located right next to the charging port. Just below the dual cameras you get your fingerprint scanner located in an ideal position. If you've got large hands it's much easier, but if you've got slightly smaller hands then you might struggle reaching that, which you might have to just kind of reach up to it, but other than that I think it's in the perfect position depending on how your hands are. If you've got large hands you're good, and if you haven't got large hands then you might be struggling just a small amount. Now using the fingerprint scanner on the rear to unlock the handset is very quick, probably one of the quickest I've seen, and I've done it 10 out of 10 times and it never got it wrong. Now as a backup method for the fingerprint scanner you only can choose between a PIN number and a password, no pattern unlocking available, which I think is quite unfortunate. I like my pattern unlocking thing. Getting through the apps and doing your daily tasks is very easy on this handset with that octa-core processor and 3 GB of RAM, which is more than enough for any handset to play any kind of game in your Play Store and do any daily tasks. This is probably one of the best handsets to do that for you. Now doing some benchmarks on this handset, I've got some pretty impressive results, and here are those results. I'll share it with you guys. Let's take a look at them together. So in Geekbench 4 we got a single core score of 1741, and in multi-core score we got a 5521 score, which is pretty damn impressive considering the Samsung Galaxy S7 is around the same score, so this is damn awesome. Moving on to the next test, the Antutu benchmark test, we've got a total score of 99,459, and moving on to PC Mark we got a score of 5,755, which kind of goes over all of your daily tasking, video editing and everything. Giving you a score of 5,755 is not a bad number. And finally the last test we done on this was again in 3D Mark using Ice Storm. We got a total score of 12,435, and it says just below that, good news, this is one of the most powerful devices around and everything seems to be working normally, which you can see that is a pretty damn impressive number. The other test I did was on the internet and using the Wi-Fi built into this device. I got a total speed of 102 2.05 megabytes download speed and a 6.4 upload speed. The upload speed is down to my internet not having a high upload speed, but the download speed is pretty damn impressive. Now, checking out the GPS test, it didn't take very long to figure out where I was located, under 10 seconds, which is a pretty impressive time to find out exactly where I am. That just makes me feel a bit worried now. I'm kind of stalking myself. Now, there isn't a app tray present where you can just click on the button and get all of your apps. It is on the main screen just like an iPhone, so I think that is really nice. Of course, there is no home button present. You've only got the on key options. You have the back key option, your main screen option, and then your multitask option, which allows you to clear your RAM of any apps running on there. You also get quite a few themes to choose from, and the themes selection is quite heavy, so it can put a burden on your RAM. But again, if you're not using this to do high-end tasking, and if you're using it just for general use, then you can make the most of getting a very nice looking theme for your handset. Now let's talk about the camera, which is probably the biggest selling point for this handset. The dual cameras. I've got some selfies and you know, some random images, so let's check them out and see how they came out. So as you guys seen, those were some pretty damn impressive images. One of the best cameras under £500, I must say. The Huawei P9 has a beautiful finish to the handset, giving it a very premium feel. And on the front, the logo is present at the bottom, which sometimes confuses me when I pick the handset up, as other handsets have the logos right at the top. And I tend to turn this around and turn it upside down every time I pick it up, because I'm simply used to having the logo at the top. So I'm not too sure about having the logo at the bottom. It just kind of causes confusion. Now, considering the price range, you get a handset that matches all of those high-end Samsung and Apple devices, but yet you don't break the bank and pay that amount of money for it. Now, in my opinion, this is probably one of the best handsets under £500 here in the UK, and definitely is well worth the investment, and probably has a better camera than pretty much any device I've seen. Yet again, around the £500 price range, you can't go wrong. Now, this video would not be possible without Vodafone sending me this handset to review, so huge shout out to them guys, and I'll leave the link for Vodafone's website down below. So that was my review for the Huawei P9 handset. Now, it is a very awesome and budget handset. Under £500 you get those features you find in your higher end Samsung Galaxy S7 and even S8 models and the iPhone 7s. So a pretty damn impressive handset for under £500. Let me know what you guys think of this handset down in the comments below, and if you like this video then be sure to give it a massive thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're new so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. Also, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.